What is good, everybody? Hello. Juliana Page here. I wanted to share on today. Today is Momentum Monday. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you might not know what that is, but literally every Monday we do live videos and we talk about momentum and how you can really build or put into the week the momentum that you are after. Okay. So how you start something can often help you build really positive momentum. And a lot of times we live our life in autopilot, in just habits that are on autopilot. It's very subconscious. And so one of the things that we can do is we can really raise our level of consciousness and step out of these autopilot behaviors. So that's what Momentum Monday is about. It's about waking up and integrating something super simple into your lifestyle at the start of the week so that you can build the momentum that you want, which is a much more graceful way to build. Okay, so today I wanted to deal with this term that you can see from the title of, or this phrase, step out of stuck, stepping out of stuck. Okay, so this is really important. I spend a lot of time with one-on-one clients. And one of the things that I hear a lot are phrases involving this word. I just feel stuck, or I'm stuck. I can't get out of this stuck place. I just feel like I'm stuck, right? Like I just hear this word all the time. So a lot of times when we feel stuck, it can be from that autopilot. We keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, but we're not being radically honest about how we're showing up. We're not being radically responsible about the habits that we care about and really establishing high performance habits. But sometimes we're also clinging to things that are not healthy for us. And so one of those things happens to be anger. And I'm going to talk about that today. Have you ever gotten angry because you didn't get what you want? Have you ever gotten angry because you didn't get what you want? Think about it. Have you ever gotten angry because you didn't get what you wanted? That could look like watching somebody else get a promotion when you believe that you should have that promotion. That could look like a breakup, let's say, and a fair amount of time has gone by and you're watching your ex, him or her, now in a new relationship on social media, maybe you even have like a behind the scenes profile of some kind and you are stalking them and you are super frustrated that they're moving on and you're still in this stuck place. It's their fault, right? Or maybe it is, you really want this big business goal, but you still somehow you're doing all the things, but you're just not getting there, right? So there could be all sorts of things that happen. Or maybe you made plans with somebody and last minute the plans change, right? Like, do you get angry when you don't get your way? Okay, these are just examples. Well, that can keep you stuck big time. We live in a lot of frustration, which is a form of anger. We live in a lot of stress. We live in a lot of times where things don't go our way, a majority of the time, actually. So I'm going to give you the remedy, a really great podcast episode this past Saturday on embracing your season and being determined to be victorious no matter what. So this, strangely enough, flows nicely with that as a continuation. But this is Spirit-Filled Real Talk. So the podcast is called Spirit-Filled Real Talk with Juliana. You can find it over on Spotify, the Apple Podcast app, I believe on Amazon as well. So you can go check that out. It's episode 33-ish or so. Okay. So I'm pulling, true to what I do over in the podcast, some real talk for you. Real talk is truth that we pull and apply it to life to make it very practical and something that we can do. So this word happens to be coming from Ephesians 4:25 through 32, and this is what it says. Woo-wee, get ready. Okay, so stop telling lies. Stop, even to yourself. Let us tell our neighbors the truth, for we are all parts of the same body. So we're all here to encourage one another, to build one another up, to champion one another. And don't sin by letting anger control you, right? When we let anger out, it controls us. It just has its way with us. It's like the wrong kind of momentum, right? Okay. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. Okay, if you feel like you are constantly in a rough place, these things just keep happening to you, you're just so angry all the time, you've probably given a foothold to the devil. Okay, if you are a thief, Quit stealing. Instead, use your hands for good, hard work and then give generously to others in need. Don't use foul or abusive language, right? Not even, oh, I'm just so kind, yet I cuss too, right? Well, that's in your heart. Okay? Okay. Let everything you say be good and helpful so that your words will be an encouragement to those that hear them. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay? Just going to lay that down there. And do not bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you live. Do not grieve the Holy Spirit. Remember, he has identified you as his own, guaranteeing that you will be saved on the day of redemption. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as God, through Christ, has forgiven you. Wow, 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 right? Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so with that, I am going to move us into some thoughts. I've got a couple of keys here, just a question, a couple of points, and then I have a couple of things, more than a couple. I've got 4 ways that you can take yourself through a process, a guided process, if you do feel like you are struggling with anger with someone coming to mind right now. Okay, so first thought is that there are enemies of the heart, and you've got to be aware, because your heart is so important. God doesn't look at the outside like man does. God looks at the heart, right? We could have everything looking great on the outside, but if our heart is sick, so are we. Okay. And so one of the enemies of the heart, there's shame, for example. One is anger. There's great books on that too. If you do a Google search just on enemies of the heart, there's great books on that if you would really like to go deeper on this. Okay, so an enemy of the heart is anger. So you've got to recognize that. It is not healthy. In fact, it is destructive for you to be walking around with anger. Okay, and forgiveness is about you, not the other person. Okay, it's deciding I'm not going to carry all of this poison, right? I'm not going to just continue to let it infect me and destruct me and destroy me and ruin my future and my destiny, right? So the question that I would have for you is, how long are you going to let the people that have hurt you control you? Because we let the people that have hurt us control us by giving them our power, our focus, our energy, our emotions, right? And we put momentum on that, and very quickly we're in this really heavy state, this discouraged state, this depressed state. We're rehearsing former things. We're just getting caught and stuck up in things that are in our control not to allow, right? So how long are you going to let a whole another year go by where you're just ruminating on this, where you're constantly focusing on that, right? How long are you going to let other people that have hurt you control you? How long? Right? And no matter what it is, it could be horrible, absolutely, and wrong, absolutely, but you do not deserve to relive that every day. Okay, so here are some keys. First key, freedom brings healing, but you've got to get radically honest. Okay? There is freedom and so much healing in getting radically honest. So the first thing is you've got to recognize that you've got some ugly things going on in your heart. You've got to recognize that you have some anger, that you have some unforgiveness, that people are coming to mind when you're hearing this right now, right? So you've got to recognize that. Get radically honest. There's freedom in that. There's pain in our secrets and in our lies. And there's consequences to that too, as we let that play out longer and longer. So freedom and healing and getting radically honest. Okay. Next one, whatever is in your heart comes out. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. So pay attention to what you are constantly talking about. Are you having temper tantrums? Are you murmuring? Are you complaining? Are you venting? Are you blaming? Are you projecting? Pay attention to what is coming out of your heart. It is giving you great feedback about what needs some attention and what needs some healing. Okay. Next one, don't let a season become your life. Don't let a season become your life. When we give our history and make it his story, right? We go from glory to glory and from strength to strength. That is available to you, but you've got to choose it. And you've got to understand that this is a season. It is temporary. You're on the move. You're going to keep moving forward. It does not have to become your life. The thoughts that you've been thinking, the emotions that you've been experiencing, the heaviness that's been in your heart, that does not need to become your life, right? Like you don't morph into the person, right, that had to just get through that season. You become someone who is stronger, somebody who God has used that, right? You almost go through a fiery furnace where he brings you out untouched in some kind of way. Untouched in the sense that your mind doesn't look like what you went through. Your emotions don't look like what you went through. Your heart doesn't look like what you went through. You have joy. You've got peace. You've got vision. You've got passion. Like, how is that possible after what you walked through? Because you gave your life to him. Okay. So don't let a season become your life. Know that there's more for you. Okay. And that God is with you and that he's for you. And then lastly, before I give you some steps, forgiveness is an everyday, not like a once and we're done kind of a thing. It is an everyday opportunity to get up, to let go, and to let God. Forgiveness is an everyday. Every day. So anytime something comes up that is a heavy thought, that is an unforgiving thought, that is a resenting thought, forgiveness every day is an opportunity to get up, to let go, and to let God. Okay? Okay. So those are my points. Now, forgiveness is for you. So that's what I want to say about this process. Forgiveness is for you. Okay? So here are some steps to guide yourself through, and I encourage you to write these down, but here are some steps to guide yourself through if you feel like you have anger in your heart. If there are people in your life that you're angry with, here are some steps to navigate yourself through. Okay? Okay, Number one is, who am I angry with? Write down the name or names. Who am I angry with? Who is it? Number one. Number two is, what do I believe that they owe me? What do I believe that they owe me? A lot of times we hold on to things because we believe that we're owed something. Okay? So determine what he, she owes you. Okay? Now, cancel the debt by forgiveness. Cancel the debt by forgiveness. With God's grace and how much God has forgiven me, I can forgive, because he that is in me is stronger than anything in the world. God graciously gives me forgiveness. I can and I choose to graciously give forgiveness. And that might look like a prayer in the beginning that eventually turns your heart, right? God, I am angry with whoever their name is, right? I feel like this is what they've done and that they owe me this, like that this has been taken from me. And I've been carrying this anger and it's been very unhealthy for me. So I choose right now, by your power and for your glory, to cancel this debt. I choose to forgive whatever their name is. And I release this person and this situation entirely to you in Jesus' name. And you might have to do that as it comes up. But eventually you'll notice that the things that used to trigger you don't trigger you, or you're not obsessing over this situation anymore. You're not constantly ruminating about it. Like, there's been deliverance, there's been a release, there's been a shift, right? And you no longer carry that weight anymore. You no longer have this power leak where they're able to control you, right? And then number 4 would be, don't let your anger build up like that again. A lot of times we're taught to just push things down and to just repress and to get all like, right? And we look happy on the outside, like everything's great, but we've got like this mountain, this volcano that's about to erupt, right? So don't let the anger build up. Whether you've got to get away and pray, stop, drop, and pray is one of the things I love to do. Whether it's really in your quiet time and really doing this forgiveness work, whether it is studying on forgiveness, whether it is studying on love, whether it is asking God for a greater revelation of his love and for courage and strength to forgive and just wisdom and guidance to help you keep moving forward and strength to keep moving forward, you can do this. Forgiveness is for you, but it is something that you choose. So again, those steps are: number 1, identify who are you angry with. Number 2, determine what they owe you. Number 3, cancel the debt by forgiving. And number 4, don't let your anger build up. Okay. So the verse that I was pulling from for this is Ephesians 4:25-32. Okay. And my key point and my encouragement to you, if you feel stuck, it could be that you've been storing up some anger in your heart, which will definitely keep you stuck. It will give the enemy a foothold in your life, and it will keep you in this pattern of cray, okay, that you do not need to be in and that you can choose to step out of. You can step out of stuck, okay? Okay, forgiveness is for you. Anger is an enemy of the heart. Forgiveness is the remedy. Forgiveness is the remedy. All right, guys, short, sweet, to the point, but so powerful. If you put this into action, that is where it's at. So I hope that you will maybe re-listen to this, copy the link and share it with a friend if this is blessing you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you do that as well. I have a tendency to release a lot of words that can bless your soul. So make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss those. You can also, as I mentioned, tune in to Spirit-Filled Real Talk every Saturday. There's a new episode. It is what it sounds like. It's sort of a taste of this, where there's a word filled with the word and it's real talk. So it's not, just preaching, but it's definitely okay. Like, I totally see this application of the word, and that's how I can apply this to my life. And I choose to do that because this is going to be the outcome, or these are going to be the benefits. So it's a really empowering way to really get some experiential education. So those are some great resources for you. You can also visit julianapage.com. I have a 6-week self-mastery course over there. It is something that is incredibly powerful to really walk yourself through a guided process. There's a lot of great questions that help draw out your potential, a lot around identity, around purpose, around your mission, around just launching what it is that you know that you're here to do, but doing the work so that you can actually do that effectively. Because a lot of times we go after outcomes and just trying to make it happen. We've completely neglected what's going on in our soul. So unless the Lord builds the house, it's not going to stand, right? So it's about actually doing the work so that you can stand and have a really firm foundation and go to those heights that you know that you're called to. There's also coaching programs over there. One of them is launching your spirit-led business. So if that is of interest to you or someone that you know, go check that out. I have a few spots remaining for this month. So go check it out. You can check out some of the links below. I'll paste them down here. All right, guys, until next time, stay blessed.